Good, happy morning, Douglas Realty family and DCA Real Estate Solutions. Happy Friday. Hope everybody is getting prepared for Snowmageddon. I think they're calling from 1 to 72 inches of snow, so I'm sure everyone has stocked up on their milk, bread, toilet paper. For those of you that haven't had milk in 3 years, still went and bought some. Good on you. Very Maryland of you. So, got one cup of coffee in me. I'm struggling a little bit this morning. It was a long night, but I'm going to do my best to get through. Let's see, what do we have for this week? Finish Strong Friday and a week recap. This week, for those of you who put the pro in procrastinate, this one's for you. This week is for you. We're going to give you some tips, tricks, best practices to overcome that procrastination bug that gets all of us from time to time. So it's not a flaw. It's just something that happens when there's some friction. You're feeling a little overwhelmed. There's some anxiety, lack of structure. So we've got some good things in here, I think, that are going to help us. Obviously, where this is, dovetails nicely into where we're at with uh, our reactivate 20 to 2026. We have that coming up again at the end of the month. So make sure you're signing up for that. We're going to have registration links in the collateral below as well. And I think that's on the 28th. So there's a little app that I came across, or an app that I came across called Liven, I believe. So check that out. I did a little research on it. It seems to be pretty cool. If it's something that if you're like into tech and you like apps help you out with that sort of thing, any kind of tool that we can put in our tool belt to help us with overcoming some of that friction that impedes us getting our goals accomplished or whatever our mission is. I think that would be very helpful. There's a phenomenal book called Atomic Habits. I'm a big fan of that. So we put some tips and tricks in there for beating procrastination and some of the collateral again below. Make the task smaller. I mean, that's the whole purpose of Atomic Habits. You know, if you build these micro habits and you block them together and chain them together, then like the big things start to happen. So use the 5 minute rule, remove the friction point, whatever that might be. Time block, don't task list. It's a big one. We all like to make these task lists for the sake of list making, but make sure that you're implementing things. Again, we've talked ad nauseum about the calendar being the accountability partner. Make sure it's on your calendar. And there's ways to, you can have different ways on how you structure that time block on your calendar, but at least get started there. For me, Google Calendar is it's just something that I have to have in my business. Do the thing that's bugging you first. Mark Twain said, eat that frog, do whatever the hardest thing it is that you have to do first thing in the morning. It's when you have the most motivation, the most energy, your mindset is the most locked in. So eat that frog. Aim for progress, not perfection, right? Imperfect diamond's better than a perfect pebble. So that Buddhist saying, but really, it's just fail forward through these things. Aim for progress. As you progress in what you do, you will refine the process, and things will get better organically and naturally. So, you know, what do we got here? What else? Don't forget, read Full Fee Agent. Again, that's coming up 1st of February. Registration link available again below. Make sure, as you know, for your high performers out there, that burnout is a real thing. So make sure you're prioritizing impact, not just urgency, and make sure you're resetting a little bit of energy for yourself as well. Make sure you have clarity over chaos, and make sure you're learning to say no to some things too, right? So that negative energy can be sort of a time suck, and you want to make sure that you're avoiding things that aren't productive for you. So use that Eisenhower matrix. If you have ever seen that, go online, research that. What's urgent, not urgent. Make sure you're prioritizing those high value tasks that we're doing. We included in the collateral too, some links. NAR reports the highest existing home sales in 3 years, which is very good. We know we've been sort of bobbing at the bottom for quite a while. So again, inventory is up. We have legislation for the first time. Local, state, federal legislators across the board are sort of on board with this housing shortage and supply crisis that we're in. So we're tracking for increased inventory. Rates are trending down. We're around the sixes right now. So keep an eye on the bank rate as well. Include a little link to Dr. Sturdivant from Bright, her market update and overview for the Bright footprint, and also a link in there to the RPR reports so that you guys who are outside of the mothership area and whatever ponds that you guys are working out of can get some access to some statistical data that you can use in your market updates. Remember, again, real estate is all hyper local. If you're just into a data, if you're sort of data geek like myself, I've included a link to the YouTube video from Willie Walker, Walker podcast, Walker Dunlop kind of, I follow them. They do a lot more on the commercial side, but residential influences the commercial markets a lot. So Walker and Ivy Zellman have a great little podcast that they put together, a webcast, I should say. So if you have some time, check that out. They unpack the Davos takeaways. So again, if you're an economic nerd, what's going on in Davos right now is important. Institutional capital pulling back from single family residential housing, and there's legislation in there. If you're following from the Trump administration on institutional investors, that's coming to fruition. Also, the ability maybe on our 401ks to take out and use money for home sale purchases as well. So lots of unique things happening within the legislative government oversight that will impact our housing industry as well. AI's growing role in real estate. There's several classes coming up within the area about AI. Stay tuned for details on how the Maryland Real Estate Commission regulates how we're utilizing AI. They were lagging behind social media, obviously, when that happened, and it's the same thing with AI and AI content that we'll be doing. There'll be some rules, regulations, and even some legislation that affects us and how we implement AI into our real estate business. So keep that in mind as well. So I included links into all of those things for the market updates. Big wins aren't built in bursts. They're built in small disciplined actions done daily. So, keep that in mind. Progress. Hard work trumps talent when talent doesn't work hard. Just keep your nose to the grindstone. Figure out what your game plan is, what your goal, your business plan is. Reverse engineer that to what your daily task lists are, your weekly tasks. Prioritize those and really stay focused and have clarity around those and just be disciplined about getting those small incremental objectives taken care of. And then the big picture things will show up. Remember, if you focus on the results, if you focus on the process, the results will show up. So keep that in mind. Final thought of the day in there is just, let's keep some good intentions going. Good actions equal more good in the world. We do a lot of great community outreach here. Make sure you're telling your story, telling our story to the community at large. Build that goodwill. Let's be the change that we want to see in the world. And until next time, if you need anything from me, hit me up, give me a call, text, email me, or carve out some time on my calendar. Again, stay safe this weekend. Stay cool. I've loaded up on firewood and coffee. It's pretty much all I need. Maybe a little bit of other things. But anyhow, hope everybody has a great day and enjoy the weekend. Stay productive.